How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video, and today we're going to be covering the best combination that you can use for your Gatling plasmas. This video is going to answer two questions that I get a lot, which is which receiver is better, prime or calibrated, and which 2-star legendary is better, vital or faster fire rate. If you find this video too long, here are the mods for the Gatling plasma: prime, rifled, stinging, reflex with the accelerated nozzle. For the bloodied version, you can do the bloodied, faster fire rate, 25 LVC with pinpointers or with polished. If you're full health build, you can swap out bloodied with either aristocrats, furious, or junkies. If you already have the calibrated capacitor on your Gatling plasma, don't worry, you can still use it as long as you put on faster fire rate and use overdrives. But for those who are still here and interested in the overall testing, we'll be going over the comparisons between both receivers as well as legendaries unbuffed, and then we're going to follow up with a fully buffed version of each weapon. Now this is all going to be done inside of a private server with infinite AP turned on to make things a lot easier on myself. And I'd also like to apologize for the way that I sound. I am getting over a sickness, so if I do sound a little weird, I'm sorry. But with that, let's go ahead and get right to it. So for the perk cards, I'm going to be using my VATS Crit Heavy Gunner build, which you guys can pause the video if you guys want to take a look at the perk cards, as well as I will have a link in the description to my guide, as well as a note on the top right, if anything. We removed tenderizers so we have consistent damage, but for our legendary perk cards we have maxed out endurance, luck, intelligence, strength, and agility. And for the 6th card, I like to use take one for the team, but we're going to keep it empty, and at the end of the day, it's your choice for what you want in the last slot. So let's go over our gear real quick. We're going to be using, to start things off, with a bloodied 25-25 with the pinpointers, calibrated, rifled, standard core, receptacle, reflex sight, and accelerated barrel. Now for the armor, we're going to be using a full set of overeaters plus 2 luck through hikers, rangers, PA. We're not going to be using any buffs, and we're only going to be dealing damage up until the point we get hit once. Now I totally forgot that I was supposed to take a buff so I can get to the 33 plus luck to crit every other shot. So we're going to join a team to get our herd mentality, and then we're also going to take a charred scorched beast liver to get the additional luck, because I did retake my herbivore mutation. This allows me to eat carnivore foods while being an herbivore, but I won't be getting the full benefits. It's just the base standard bonus. We'll also be getting ourselves to 81% bloody damage for the weapons on every single round, and for this, we're going to go over our stats real quick to show you guys that I do not have any other buffs besides the Scorched Beast liver. We don't have any bobbleheads, magazines, chems, nothing. Just our liver. Now let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for doing some damage. Again, we're only going to be doing damage up until we get hits, which is going to be his initial knockback. So we'll go ahead and run up, wait for Buddy to spawn, and then we'll start lighting him up. But pay attention to his health bar as well as where it ends up. We will do a comparison at the end, but for the damage that we are dealing, we're hitting for roughly around what looks to be 1003 for the non-crits, and then 1822 for the crits. And just by myself without any buffs, we almost got him down to half health. A little bit over half health. Now let's go ahead and check out Vital. Now we're going to go ahead and get ourselves to the 81% damage for bloodied. Then we're going to go over the weapon. It's going to be the exact same weapon. Instead, we're going to have the 50 crit instead of faster fire rate. Same mods, same first and second, or first, third, and fourth legendaries. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the damage as well as see how far we can take the health down with the 50 crit. Now for our non-crit, we're going to be hitting for 1003, same as before. But our crits are going to be 1,926, which is a pretty big difference. But because there's no DPS, or less DPS compared to the faster fire rates, it's nowhere near to how much or how far we got the HP down when using the other secondary legendary, making faster fire rate the better 2-star. Now what about the prime receiver and calibrated? Well, this one is going to be the faster fire rate, 25 LVC with the prime receiver, and then we're going to also compare the damage between the first test and this one. We're going to be using the same stuff, no buffs, just the charred liver, and we'll see what we get. So we'll wait for Buddy to spawn, And we are going to start doing some damage, critting for what looks like to be 1692. And then for our non-crits, 1102. But as the health is getting drained, we are going to be pushing it just a little bit past where the calibrated was. Let's go ahead and take a look at that comparison. Although it's a small difference, we can clearly see that the prime receiver is a little bit stronger than the calibrated. Now let's go ahead and put everything on. We're going to put the best crit version of the Gatling plasma and compare it with the prime faster fire rate version as well. Alright, so here we are with our buffs. We have our big guns bobblehead. We're going to be taking our overdrive as well as a Tesla 9 mag for crit and a Sweet Mud Fruit Tea for additional crit. Our weapon is going to be the Bloody 50 Crit 25 LVC with calibrated, and we now have Stinging Core Receptacle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the damage and see where it's at. Again, we'll be doing a comparison at the end of both tests. So for our non-crits, we're going to be hitting for 1,204. And for our crits, we're going to be hitting for 2,513. Pretty nice amount of damage, but pay attention to the health bar. We are getting some pretty good damage on it. And as soon as we get hits, almost at the halfway point. Now let's go ahead and go over our buffs real quick again. We got our bobblehead, we have our herbivore, as well as our overdrive, our Tesla 9 magazine, and our Sweet Mud Fruit Tea for the additional crit. Show the weapon again, we have our Bloody Faster Fire 25 LVC, prime, with stinging, and fully modded. Let's go ahead and take a look at the damage and see what we got. Now, for our non-crits and crits, we are hitting for 1282 for our non-crit, and for our crit damage, we are hitting for 2279. It's quite the difference between the damage, but if you pay attention to the health, it's going to be going way down, and we'll be getting it just a little bit past the half HP point. Now let's go ahead and do the comparisons. Now we can clearly see that the prime faster fire rate is a lot stronger than the calibrated vital, but you can keep calibrated as long as you put on faster fire rate and use overdrive. That is the only other alternative if you really don't want to switch, or if you took all the time to farm the mods or traded for it. Now here's the actual proof of that. I did about 20 runs to do some damage comparisons. I was going to make this entire video including all 20 runs, but I figured that'd just be way too damn long. So I compressed it to important information, and also to kind of show you guys that even if you do have the calibrated, you can still use it as long as you swap to faster fire rate. So as you saw, we did have our buffs, our overdrive and things, and here's the weapon, the faster fire 25 LVC with the calibrated, and you're going to see the damage from the prime receiver, which will be the very top, and then you'll see the secondary zoomed in for the damage that we're doing currently. But you can see the HP is getting torn up with the faster fire rate and with the calibrated receiver, as well as of course using overdrive, all of our crit buffs. But as soon as we get hits, all that damage registers and we are at the exact same HP point. Now in conclusion, faster fire rate and prime receiver are stronger than the vital and calibrated, but you can still use calibrated as long as you swap to faster fire rate. I myself am going to be using the calibrated with vital because I can't sustain the AP consumption of faster fire rate, because more fire rate means more AP consumption, which means more use of your coffees and sunshine oil. But that about covers it, guys. I hope you guys found the information useful and enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, as well as I would love to hear if you guys are running other builds besides PA. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, happy hunting, good luck, and I'll see you guys in the next one.